Hey guys, thank you for joining us. And today we're going to be talking about Rivian again, Andre.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, last week we published a video where we basically apologized to you for not being able to review the truck. And that video got over 100,000 views, Andre. So I thought we should follow up with everything that's happened since then and kind of keep you guys in the loop, because one of the core values of TFL is transparency.
Actually, you're wrong. That video got 119,000 views.
All right, 119,000 views.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about what we initially talked about in that video, and that was that there was a program here in Colorado where certain media outlets got to drive the Rivian in Breckenridge, and we were kind of bummed out because we had emailed Rivian and we had said, hey guys, if you're coming to our state, you're coming in our house. We kind of feel like it's
Yes.
our house. We'd love to get behind the wheel of this. We've got the biggest YouTube channel for truck reviews, and we heard crickets.
Nothing, no response. So we did this video. Now we have learned more details about that event, right? Because
Yep.
some of the other media
They've published their videos.
And we learned that there were about 8 vehicles there, 8 Rivian trucks, and maybe between like 10 to 12 outlets, maybe, judging by what we saw.
Yeah, and so let's talk about what we've heard from Rivian since then. But before we do that, let's kind of read some of the comments that you guys have put out there on that video.
Yeah, so here's some of the top comments that are liked the most here on our previous video. For example, Toe Piglet, who is our friend, says they have the same PR team as Tesla. And I think that's a comment related to that there is no PR team.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Tesla doesn't have a PR team, so it's technically
Rivian does.
Yeah, not true, but thank you, Topigland. All right, what else?
So there's another one here from Zach28, the Zach28, who says, missed opportunity. As a consumer, I watch YouTube reviews to inform a decision, especially with cars. I don't even read the magazines anymore. Keep up the good work, TFL.
Yeah, that's kind of...
very kind comment.
Yeah, that's a very kind comment, and it's kind of... taking a dig at Rivian. So as a PR person, reading those comments, I would probably see a little red light going off. But what else have what else have people said?
So there's another one from Ron, and this was from a few days ago, that says, well, Motor Trend is not real automobile journalism anymore. They're more like advertisement company. And I think that referring to their series that they did with Rivian where they drove across country.
Yeah, there certainly, in my opinion at least, is a lot of advertorial on Motor Trend nowadays, and I'm not sure, whether that series that they did on the Rivian was paid for by Rivian or whether.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know, but there was more personalities in there than there was truck.
Well, it seems like
always, it's we've learned over the years, right, that's not a great way to make a video. If people are looking to buy a truck, they want to know about the truck and not about the driver of the truck.
Yeah, and they did a beautiful videography there. I mean, they had some beautiful shots. Once again, they drove across country. But I agree, we learned more about some of the people from Motor Trend rather than more about the truck.
Now, we also got, dozens of emails from people who actually offered to loan us their trucks once they get them. So thank you very much, all of you who have offered to loan us, and we will take the first one up who gets their truck to test it. We had this internal discussion whether we should actually read some of those emails, and then we thought, well, if we read the names of the people who are offering to lend us a truck, Rivian may put you down further on the list. So we decided not to read their names, but there are dozens of emails from you guys.
Well, you cannot see this behind me. I have my kind of inbox opened, and literally from about September 22nd or 23rd, this was kind of when we published the previous video.
Andre, somebody's going to zoom in on that.
Let's hope not.
Yes, they will. I'd give her that.
We have dozens of emails, guys.
Yeah.
Dozens. So thank you very much. First of all, these are people who are, reserved Rivian R1T or R1S, the SUV, and they're willing to give it to us for a day or two. And this is very generous.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And we will take up one of you guys up on that, because we really do want to get our hands on it. And we want to actually test it off-road, in proper TFL conditions. So the thing about going off-roading with a manufacturer, and I say this a lot, is they will never design a course that the vehicle can't go up, right? Because that would make them look bad.
Yeah, and in this case, Rivian in the Breckenridge event, right? They went up a couple of trails we know very well.
Yes.
So one of them, I think, was Webster Pass, or
Yes.
at least the beginning to it, right? And these are not prepared. Rivian did not prepare them, but I'm sure they pre-ran them, or at least used them.
And sometimes you can tell more about what they decide not to do than what they decide to do, right? And so, one of the, as a seasoned automotive journalist, Andre, one of the things I look for is, for instance, is there towing? If it's a truck, is there a towing opportunity?
No, and actually, journalists actually said that who were there. There was no trailers. We did not tow. They did show the hitch, right? Some of them opened it up and showed the hitch, but there was absolutely zero towing.
And were there competing vehicles? So sometimes we go on these programs and they have competitors. And I'm not sure what competes with Rivian. I guess if it were me, I'd get another mid-sized truck like a Tacoma, which is the most popular. In the past, when we've gone on these programs, like we just did the Frontier, they had a Tacoma there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there competing vehicles?
No. No. And, I could have brought, they could have brought maybe something like a Raptor.
Or a TRX?
Yeah, well, take, the premier off-road truck right now, right? And then compete against it. That could have been fun.
Yeah, and then the other thing I would say is the people that were there, a lot of them were what I call tech and fanboy bloggers, right? So there was Jerry Riggs Everything, who does a lot of I think his specialty is actually iPhone reviews, a guy from Utah, does a really great job, wonderful videos, and every so often kind of does, I think he's a Tacoma owner, I remember seeing a video with that.
Yeah.
There was What's Inside, which are basically Tesla fanboys, they own a lot of Teslas. And so I felt like maybe what's happening here is that a lot of the tech companies that are automotive companies as well feel like that they're not going after the traditional truck buyer. You see what I'm saying? I think that they believe that there's an audience and a buyer for these electric vehicles that's very different from 1 in 4 trucks are sold in Texas. So I think they've kind of maybe given up on that buyer, and they're saying, there's a whole different set of buyers that are going to come into the picture.
I'm not sure, but so there was a combination of journalists at this event, although very small number, right? And there was some outlets like KBB was there.
Yep.
A Roadshow was
Mike
there.
got a great video, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, actually, and I wanted to say, Jerry Rig Everything.
Yep.
He did also a very good video. He even changed the tire.
I see he got the same kind of flat we got in the Defender.
Yes,
which suggests that
he changed the tire.
That the wheel might be a little too big for the kind of side blowout. Exact same kind of blowout we got.
Exactly. So these guys did great videos. There also were some experts who know electric vehicles there too, like inside the V. Tom.
Tom, yeah.
Tom was there. So
love your podcast, Tom.
But should we read this one email from Rivian, which was sent to a viewer of ours?
Yeah, this was interesting. So actually, one of our viewers emailed Rivian canceling his order. So why don't you read what Rivian wrote back to him?
Yeah, right here. So this came from, we won't mention names, right?
You can add his first name.
Okay, this was Todd.
Okay, thank you, Todd, for sending that to us.
So Todd initially wrote, to whom it may concern, this is towards Rivian. I was very excited to follow your truck over the last year, other than the recently introduced Lightning. I thought it was a true electric truck option. However, today I learned that TFL truck is not getting one to review. I think that was truly a mistake on your part, as they are the most unbiased group of reviewers, and I was looking forward to seeing how your truck stacked up against current truck options using their real-world testing. I'm afraid you have lost a potential customer with this decision.
Wow, that's strong words, Todd.
That's very short.
I'm always honored and really puts a lot of pressure on me, because I feel like when people make those kinds of statements, that they're really relying heavily on the kind of reviews we do, and so once again, it's
not
both,
to be taken lightly.
It's both honor. It's I feel like I said honored and stressed by that, because it just puts a lot of stress on the quality of the review that we're doing. But thank you very much. So what did Rivian respond?
So Rivian responded not almost very, very fast to this.
Yeah.
To Todd. This is they're talking to Todd now. And Rivian sent a message like this. Thank you for taking the time to reach out to Rivian customer service. With production beginning for the R1T and many launch edition orders to fill, this left us with a small number of vehicles for our media event. We are very sorry that we do not have the bandwidth to provide every media outlet with a Rivian to review at this time. But we know there may be many opportunities in the future to share our vehicles with additional media outlets such as TFL. We're very sorry if this hinders your chances of pre-ordering, but we hope to make this up to you when vehicles are on the road for all to enjoy.
That's a great response from Rivian. Very professional. And look, in the comments that people said on the other video, it said, we're my wife said that actually we're pouting, and that's not the point here, right? We're never gonna bend over backwards to get a truck to review to help you sell trucks, right? That's not our business. Our business is providing honest and fair reviews to you guys, right? That's really what we're all about.
You are our customers.
You are our customer. The manufacturer is not our customer. The point I'd like to make is that, that's great that they sent it to him, but from Rivian, since we published that video, it's been crickets. So, if we had gotten that email from Rivian after we emailed them numerous times about being in Colorado, I would have just let this dog lie, right? I would have said, fair enough, they don't have enough trucks. It's up to them. They can certainly...
They made a decision?
They can pick the media outlets they want. That is completely game. And the reason we did the video was because we got crickets from Rivian, and we just wanted you to know that we basically tried and reached out to the company. So sometimes I think lack of communication is the worst thing you can do, and that's why we've got this video here. Once again, we're just kind of in the dark, but we will review on thanks to you guys. So that's the great news.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, once again, appreciate you guys actually reaching out to us, offering your vehicles. Most of you don't have your vehicles yet because the production is still starting. But we really appreciate it. And of course, we'll keep in touch with you on email.
Yep. Thanks as always. And we'll see you next time. Ciao.